terrified, Garth.
All right, prepare to deafen.
Prepare your anus. Oh yeah, this is straight exhaust. We don't have the O2 sensor hooked up, so she gonna be loud.
If you're on headphones,
Give me a thumbs up, guys.
here we go.
Say a prayer. Oh God.
That's good.
All right, folks, we are back. I have my best friend in the whole wide world who has only tried to kill me 4 or 5 times. Garth.
Oh, you've only tried to kill me like 4 or 5 times also.
So I owe you a couple. All right, so in this video, I'm sad to say Garth passed away by the time this video will be finished. But before then, we're going to try to get the blur, get the wiring finished on it. So what we're doing here is we're doing a proof of concept. That means everything's loosely bundled. We're only quick splicing or whatever you called it together just to see if it works. Once we know it works, it's all going to come out, be wrapped and bundled and secured and all that done properly. Correct, Garth?
Yep.
I don't know much about electricity or wiring or all that.
Well, you do know the 4 lessons.
If the magic smoke comes out, it's bad.
Yes.
It has to be hooked up to work. It has to be turned on to work. And
If you hook it up backwards, you're going to screw something up.
oh yeah, okay. Well, that might be what I've been doing wrong. I don't remember that 4th one very much, very often, rarely. So what we're going to do, we're going to do a dry test on the blur. She has no fluids in it. There's no power run to the whole car. We're
No ECU.
no ECU because we want to keep the IQ3 and the $1,500 Haltech safe in case I did something wrong. Not that I'd ever do wiring wrong, but they're removed and safe. So all we're doing now is doing what? And you have to speak up because
We're going to have to, we're trying a starter sequence where the key switch, the clutch pedal, everything's involved in the start sequence to get the starter to engage the and start the engine.
So all we're looking for is the engine to crank over slowly because there's not really any grounds, no real power, you know. So we're asking a lot of what our rigged up situation
we're
here.
just jumpering the battery into the system to provide power to the fuse panel and to the starter itself, and then we're going to use the key and the clutch to make sure that the safety switch works and that it engages the starter when the key is turned to the start position, not the run or the off position. Hopefully with no battery wiring mistakes or... Well, just show them the wiring.
I would never
in
do
there.
that.
Show them the wiring, how it's sitting in there, and just to let them know what kind of joy that I was presented with.
Hey, I had it at 80% ready.
Ready for what?
For you to show up and connect it all.
And re-verify every wire?
Yeah, well, that was the whole point. I've always maintained that Garth would come and verify what I had already done. All right, let me get this ready. There. Okay. That's what I mean by everything is loose and just quickly connected together. Now you are keeping notes. So we'll have a reference point, and then you said later on you're going to go and put it in like a Excel file so we know what went where.
Yeah.
So we can have harnesses and we know later on if we wanted to produce a plug-and-play harness, we have a roadmap for it, right?
Yes.
Okay.
That's the plan.
That's the plan.
Well, the immediate plan is to get that starter to engage and disengage.
And not die.
And do it only when we want it to.
And not let out the magic smoke.
Not let out magic smoke. And not to catch on fire.
Yeah.
Because there's a lot of flammable stuff in there.
In no particular order.
Yeah, just generally across the board, we want to follow all those rules simultaneously.
Now, Jesse was here.
Then we would light Jesse on fire like we've done every time we've touched one of his Fieros.
It's so funny because it's true.
We damn near burned his whole family up.
So it's okay if that catches on fire if it's out in the street.
Yes.
Just not in the garage.
Yeah, just don't let him kick the flaming fireball under my car this time.
Yeah, that would probably be bad.
Only his family gets the fireball kicked under their vehicle.
People will never believe that is a true story.
It's
They'll never
absolutely
believe
true.
it.
We lit him on fire. He's jumping around. He kicks the bottle of fuel that's on
Oh,
fire.
he maintains that bounce between his legs and then under the van. I swear he kicked
I
it.
think he was a little distracted at the time by being lit on fire.
That could
So
do
his
it.
perception might be a little off, but he was jumping up and down on fire, turns around, the flaming ball of gasoline in a bottle goes flying under his now ex-wife, then present wife, and his kids' truck, and they're sitting there, Daddy's on fire, and we're sitting there going, they're all going to die.
No, the fire is under your minivan.
This might be too late, but do we have a fire extinguisher? Okay. All right.
So
Steve,
first try.
Steve, you're gonna jumper it, and
All right.
hopefully nobody.
All right. So this is what he means by jumpering it. All I'm doing, we have the thinnest. You see that little wire? That's our ground, and it's just ran right over here. So that's all we have for a ground wire, and I'm literally taking this little jumper right here, and I'm gonna jump from the positive over to the power distribution block right below the C500, as you can see her right down there. That's it down there. All right, so I'm gonna get this set up on the tripod and give her a test. Oh yeah, it's a quick connect.
In case anything decides to get extremely
All right, so what
hot.
we're looking for is the engine to spin over.
Not
it can't
start.
Well, it doesn't have an ECU.
Not start.
If it starts, it's really bad.
We're really in a.
If it starts, you know I did the wiring.
From oh shit.
And that's not in a compliment. That's
No.
that's how bad it is.
Oh god, he's got the fuel lines plugged into the.
Yeah. The fuel pump is disconnected. Everything, we only have just the starting circuit plugged up on the pass-throughs. The other one, as you can see, it's not even hooked up.
Okay.
All right.
All right, and it's on the right side, right?
Yeah, we're isolating.
Passenger side hooked up,
Yeah,
right?
we're
the driver's
isolating as many of the systems as we can for this first test.
side. Okay.
All right.
Let's see if we
Pray
get power
for me.
in here.
All right. I thought I heard a ding.
We have dingage. We have power.
Wait a minute. I gotta get this shoved in the hole just right.
That's what she said.
All right. Do you have dings?
We have power. We have dings.
Oh, do it again.
There we go.
Yes.
It's in.
Hell yeah, brother.
All right. It starts when we say it starts, and it doesn't start when we don't want it to start.
Success. Hell yeah.
And nobody died.
Nobody died.
Yeah. Nobody even got hurt.
The day is early.
Yes. Well, there are many more wires.
And I promise I won't throw a brake caliper at you or
Drop-
take a swing at you.
Or drop a 28 millimeter ratchet down from 8 feet onto my nuts.
No, that's only Frankie.
Yeah.
Incoming.
Yeah.
And it's only when he's under a car. So
when
that
his head is perfectly
yeah,
positioned to split his
because you
skull
will
right
have a
open.
knee-jerk reaction, try to ball up when
Yeah.
you get hit in the nuts.
Yeah.
So if he's laying under the car and you drop it on his nuts, not only does he get hit in the nuts, but his instinct is to ball up, which then he smacks his head on the bottom of the car.
Yep.
How many times do we do that, Frankie, you think?
At least twice a day, every day. He
And
came
I'm not
over.
talking like a 10 mil socket.
No,
I'm
like-
talking like a 32 millimeter.
Yeah, 1-inch drive,
Yeah.
weighs about 6 pounds.
That's how we do.
And then he got so efficient, he used to knock himself out on the exhaust hanging from the roof. Before we even get in there to drop a socket on his nuts.
Ding! Frank's here.
Hey, look, Frank's taking the nap on the other side of this garage.
He must be tired.
You must be very
He
tired.
must be tired. Poor guy. All right, so now let's hook up the fuel pump and hear if we hear the fuel pump. Oh, it won't
We
prime
need the
because we need
ECU.
ECU. I'll go get the ECU and I'll stop the video for right now. Look, that's so awesome. iCan's wiring. What do you think of my wiring prowess now, Garth? I got skills I didn't know I had. All right. Well, as we know, for 2 years, I've been working on this swap. And yeah, I did the best I can with the wiring. We all know I have contrasting color blindness. So it's pretty close. So what I'm going to do now is have my best friend Garth jump in here. And I swear, I think all I can think about is the MSD6AL situation where I spent, I don't know, 3 hours trying to hook it up and my car wouldn't start. I called Garth. He drives across town. He literally goes, all right, go ahead and start the car. Boom, start right up. Literally 30 seconds. So, as you can see how we got all the wiring, it's all loose, it's all unkept in case we have to run wires, power probe. I'm trying to use terminology that makes it sound like I know what I'm talking about when it comes to electronics. I'm just listening to what Garth has to say. We have the Haltech ECU plugged in. We have the IQ3 dash plugged in. And all we're doing right now, because we've already established that it cranks, right? Yeah? Alright, so we've already established that it cranks. Now we want to see if the ECU powers up, and more importantly, that IQ3. So, I should probably have Garth do this part. You want to step in here, Garth, and save the day on the wiring? Because
Okay.
it terrifies me.
All right.
I don't want to fry a $1,500 ECU and an $800 dash.
All right.
So, if Garth does it,
Let me get to work on it.
he gets to buy all the new stuff for Brian.
Yeah, I know. All right.
You see what I did
Give me
there,
10
right?
minutes.
I absolved myself of responsibility. All right. Garth messed around with it for a few minutes. And, all right, you got the dash to where we can... Oh, please make
Here's
this
the
work.
dash.
If the magic smoke starts, I'm going to
He's
yank
hooked up.
our improvised power. All right.
And I had an extra 15 seconds, so I made the windows go.
And
up
he rolled the
down.
windows down. First time in 2 years. All
right.
It just kills me. All right, Garth, I'm going to stand back here. In case anything wrong happens, I'm going to pull this power wire off.
Yes, please.
All right.
If we let smoke out,
Please work.
don't
Please.
incinerate me.
Please work.
Oh,
yeah. Oh, my God, it works. It works.
Best 45 seconds I've ever spent in my life.
That's what she said.
Yes, I know. I'm an old guy. That's all I can
Hey, wait a minute. We're running 26 pounds of boost.
Yeah, look at that. I improved your engine so much that without a turbo and without it running, it runs two atmospheres of boost.
Ooh, a 2-bar boost. Why is it showing boost? I bet
Probably
because
this Haltech was programmed for
it was on a turbo car. It was on
a
Mike's
3-bar
car.
map sensor.
I bet that's what it is. So it might be something we have to go into configuration. I'll ask Mike about
one-bar
it.
map sensor on there, so it's
Now-
reading 0.
Now, I'm pretty sure this one doesn't show fuel level. So we have to get a fuel gauge. And it doesn't show speed unless you hook up the GPS thing from Haltech to it.
Right.
And now that display is what he has it set up. If we plug in that little plug right there, and I don't know if it uses power or ground to do the pages, but we can page through that too.
Yeah, we'll hook it up to the cruise control stock. Once
Does the
we
horn
install
work?
that. No horn.
Headlights? Oh, none of
Switch.
the dash.
No switches.
Did I really just say that on camera? Okay. So, now what? Fuel pump.
Now we gotta make the fuel pump run.
All right. We will see you guys in a few minutes once we get that figured out. You hear what I said? Once we get that figured out. Once we get that figured out, we'll be back.
All right.
So you really like them vampire taps, huh?
Oh yeah, love 'em.
How many you used today?
2,
How many have you used in the last 10 years?
maybe 3, counting those 2.
Too low.
All right, so she hooked up. The 3-pin connectors all hooked up
Yes.
to the fuel pump.
Yes.
All right, gotta make sure.
That sounded very confident, didn't it?
Not in the least, but we're gonna go with it because we're YOLO now.
Oh boy. He's using young kid terms. The dash lighting up pretty?
Yeah,
We know what?
we know what wire we gotta hook up now.
Okay. So once we do that, we got fuel.
Yep.
We need to put gas in it though, because it has absolutely none in it.
Yes.
So then what?
Then we check fuel pressure in the rails.
And set the base fuel pressure.
Yes.
We need to get that O2 out. We also need to find out what O2 sensor, because it says can't use the factory Honda wideband.
Yeah, you're gonna have to use a Haltech wideband.
Let me ask Mike, because it says you can't use, but I need to see what he used. Because I have a brand new Honda wideband, sitting over there in a box. You know?
Yeah, I don't know how tech, but their wiring harness is quite unique.
Yeah.
I know nothing of Honda, so
That makes two of us.
I'm definitely not a Honda person, but thankfully Angry Pixies usually flow the same directions.
Alright, I just texted K-Swap MR2 Mike and said, hey, that Haltech says. Now, I'm not crazy. Well, I'm not off about this. Hand me that. No, the Haltech, not the pointy thing. Alright. Right here, it says not supported. Honda wideband O2 sensor and immobilizer.
That's a factory wideband.
Well, what I have is a brand new factory Honda wideband.
Yeah, that won't work.
So what
Just
are we
like my
supposed to do?
Hyundai has a factory wideband.
So I need to install the Haltech program on my laptop,
Yes.
and so we can plug into the ECU and
see
go ahead
what
and set up
sensors
the
it's
base
not
map for EP3.
Yeah, and see what sensors it's not seeing.
Oh, that's a good idea. All right, so that's where you're going to see us next. So we'll see you after we eat.
Let me chop and hack a bit more.
Oh, I'm keeping that in. All right, now we're going to go ahead and top off the fluids as we get closer and closer to that first start.
Can you find the wall first?
What? Good Lord.
Yeah, I know. I'm demanding.
I'm working here.
Yeah. Apparently I am too.
On a Honda? What are you working on, Garth?
I'm working on a Fiero.
Is that right?
Yeah, I can't quite identify what the hell this thing is in it, but it doesn't appear to be factory.
I love this hydraulic crimper.
And you actually know how to use it.
Sometimes.
Unlike your multimeter.
Oh, shots fired. Shots fired. I resemble that remark.
Yes, you do.
Take two on the crimping of the wire.
I now remove my previous statement that he knows how to use this. So it is just like his multimeter.
Can't retract that.
I can now say it is his multimeter in a hydraulic sense. Take three.
Shut up. Just shut up. Just shut right up. Now it's crimped. Look at that, Garth. I'm even heat shrinking it.
Amazing.
I'm telling you, I could do this electrical stuff.
It's easy.
I went for the first start, and this happened.
Went for the first start.
It's like Jeremy Clarkson. I went on the internet and found this.
Yeah. Caps on. Where's dipstick? There's dipstick.
Right beside the oil cap. It's that big yellow thing
Yeah.
with the oil icon on it.
Well, that would be orange, not yellow.
Damn it. Damn you, color vision. You want to try to be a smart ass.
Yeah.
Make myself look stupid.
Been doing that for a few years.
Oh, it's like that. Like that, huh? Shots fired.
You gotta remember, I'm the guy that went out to the bars with you when you were drinking.
What? That was the best night ever.
For you.
Mm-hmm. I'm sure the cops thought so too.
Well, I'm pretty sure he didn't like the cleaning bill.
I'm sure he never told anybody about that.
I'm absolutely positive he never told anybody about that.
Tonight didn't happen.
Didn't happen. Go on your way, guys. What, you think I'm actually going to tell anybody that I let somebody open the door up on top of me, bash in my kneecaps, and then puke on my shoes?
That was a lot of puke.
That was a ton of puke. That was like version 3 of your puke still. That's how much puke there was.
That was a lot of puke.
Because
Felt good,
version 1 was still running down the closed window. Version 2, you tried for the back window.
I told him not my fault he wouldn't roll down the window fast enough. Them slow GM power windows. Yeah, I love one thing about these Hondas. You crack a bolt loose and it threads right down. You gotta love that.
Yeah, that just means loose tolerances.
That's precision.
That's loose tolerance.
Precision.
Kind of like the GM where it's tight all the way in and all the way out.
But just loose enough to where you think it's finger tight.
Yes. So
You
you got to
just
try
can't
it 4 or
get it
5
out.
times. And then it goes from just a little tight to sheared off in a quarter turn.
Yeah.
All right.
That's how you know you did it.
Yep.
Just the right torque, right?
Torque it until it strips back off 1/4 of a turn. That's called torque to strip.
Mm-hmm.
Bolts. GM's full of them.
Yes, they are.
Strip to yield bolts.
Strip to you. A girl like that once in college.
Well, that's called strip for money. There's a difference. No worky.
Damn it! I got a fix for that.
Your hole's too small.
No, my thing's just too big.
You tell me that a Honda is too big for something?
My thing's just too big for it.
Please don't
Too
drill
big to
that.
fit the hole.
Oh, I'd prefer to just leave it janky at this point.
Nope.
Oh, now we're going to drill a copper. Yeah, this ought to be fun. Watch him amputate a finger now. Because I have some experience with copper and it's kind of sticky.
So I'm going slow.
Any minute now, it's going to rip his fingers out. I tried to mount a grounding strap and this happened.
Make a good video.
I can post the picture up there of the ambulance coming to take y'all to the hospital.
It wouldn't be the first time I bled. Over this car. That's a dull bit.
That might be the only thing saving your fingers right now. It's dull bits. You need a stepper bit.
Yeah, I got one of that.
Now this is me setting them up for attempted fatality number 6 in our life.
Oh, is that what this is? One more step.
His hole's still too small.
No, my thing's still too big.
Oh, it's your son's thing that's too big. It's your hole
No, that
that's
just
too
sounded
small.
weird. You should just not. No. that was weird, Garth. Even Brian's watching the video going, that was weird, Garth. Tells the girl he's trying to chat up, hey, listen to what Uncle Garth said.
My thing's too big to fit in a hole.
He's my special uncle. Only on this channel.
And demonetized. You didn't use a butt splice connector.
No, that's you, Vampire Clown. You got nothing to say now, do you?
Yeah, how many of those have I ever used in front of you?
Well, I know you've used several lately.
Yeah, 2.
You're all about them butt vampire tap things.
Just put your big thing through the little hole.
I'm trying to, but it's tight.
I know you've been divorced a while, so you should have some practice at that.
Oh, God.
That's the emergency jankiness.
It's designed that way
Yes.
for quick release in case of a fire.
Yes. Which we're not even supposed to say that.
You're not even supposed to say that in there, Fiero. I'm a tuner. Garth, so we've been playing around with the K-swap a little bit. Briefly go over what we've done to prepare for the first start. We've...
Put the oil in it.
It's got oil.
Put oil in the tranny.
Oil in the trans. We got fuel.
We have fuel,
now we have a fuel pressure regulator that actually works.
Because we didn't have fuel pressure. We were fighting that for a while until we decided to take it apart.
To see if it was jammed.
Yeah.
And it turns out that the person that Steve bought it from never had the fittings plumbed correctly.
Which he said it never started.
It was passing straight through without ever going through the regulator.
Yeah.
Portion of the
It was
regulator.
quite literally bypassing the regulator completely.
So,
It was basically like an inlet to inlet.
yes.
No outlet. The outlet was blocked.
Yes. And so that got fixed.
Yep. And then we
hooked
were...
it back up. We had a little bit of gender identification issue with the crank sensor.
Yeah, we weren't getting a crank signal.
But thankfully Mike helped us out.
That's K-Swap MR2. Mike from Car's Garage.
And we now have the wiring pinout correct.
Yeah, we found out we actually have a K24 crank sensor. I don't know why. It's a K20. Somebody put a K24 sensor in it.
And now we're finally getting an RPM reading when it's cranking. So
Now we're going to enable the injectors.
We've enabled the injectors. We have fuel pressure. We have power. We have ECU. We have RPM.
This is legit first start attempt. I'm terrified, Garth.
All right, prepare to deafen.
Prepare your
This is
anus.
gonna work.
Oh, yeah. This is straight exhaust. We don't have the O2 sensor hooked up, so she going to be loud.
If you're on headphones,
Give me a thumbs up, guys.
here we go.
Say a prayer. Oh, God. Yeah! What do you think about that?
Runs.
It runs. It works. It's the first running K-Swap in the world. Garth, I love you, man. No homo.
No homo.
How, I don't even know what to say. I'm literally shaking right now, dude. It works. Oh, my God.
The idle speed's a little high at 3,000.
Is that what it was idling at?
That was idling at 3,000.
We'll probably have a massive vacuum leak. Did I hook up the vacuum line back to the fuel pressure regulator? No, I did.
Primed. Firing.
Alright, kill it. It works. Honda K-powered Fiero. Oh my God, it actually runs. It actually runs.
Yep.
There's so much more work to do. Because now we're going to get all that wiring buttoned up real nice
Yep.
and make everything permanent.
Yeah, 3,000 RPM idle. We
Hey,
might have to
it
check
runs.
out.
I don't care. It runs. We'll
Hey,
figure
you
it
know,
out.
It at least goes to 3,000 RPM now.
You know what you got to do, right?
Blip the throttle.
You got to blip throttle. You got to start back up. No
All right.
VTEC, yo.
No VTEC.
Oh, God, it's going to be loud.
3,000 RPMs, we're damn near into it.
This thing runs at 7,600 RPM.
Yeah. Well, I don't know what this map is set.
Oh,
for.
I want to see on the dash if it shows RPM. All right, fire in the hole. Fire in the hole. Tack work. All right, go ahead and kill it. That's never gonna get old. It's gonna get obnoxious if I don't put the exhaust on it.
Shoot you.
They're like, put a damn exhaust on that turd. Oh my
Alright.
God, it works.
I'm shutting down. I'm done.
Oh no, look at this mess we
No,
gotta
no,
fix
no,
in
no.
here. So, look what we did, guys. The Wheelwoods with the parking brake is on. Dude, we got hooked the clutch line up. Put the suspension, the axle over there. That axle down there, the driver's side axle's doing this.
It's in neutral.
All right, so after the whole incident with J&J, I was able to get the brackets. There she is, Wheelwood brakes with parking brake. So I need to get that on the car, but we actually got to get going and take Mom out to dinner. God, I can't wait. Brian's gonna be so stoked.
All right.
I can't believe it.
Street and tell Brian this car ran.
But just No. I don't know anything about Hondas. Garth, do you know anything about Hondas?
God, no.
This would not have been possible without Michael Carr of Carr's Garage. Let's just put credit where credit's due.
Yep.
He's responsible for building our engine and making the Type S conversion on it. This is actually a K20A running a 2005 K24 TSX head, RSX Type S pistons and rings, and he did the Honda VTEC Yo magic, and she started literally first crank. I can't believe it. It works. This thing is such a Frankenstein. It's TSX intake. I mean, damn.
Brian, you better like this.
It's sick. All right, we gotta get going. Take Mom to dinner. Thank you, everybody, for tuning in. We are out of here, ladies and gentlemen. The world's first K-swap Fiero is officially running. Oh my God, it's surreal, dude. All right, we're out of here. Neighbors fighting across the street. Bye, everybody. It's so sick. It's so sick. I love it. I hate you, but I love it.